Resolution on the clerk's desk.
Resolution by Senators Bennett, Cody, Allen, Bagger, Bark, Bucco, Cafiro, Cardinale, Cecil, Connors, Gormley, Inverso, Kavanaugh, Carrillis, Lance, Littell, Martin, Mathewson, McNamara, Palaio, Singer, and all senators. Whereas June 28, 2002 will mark the final day of Senate employment for the able and esteemed Victor R. McDonald III, who will be concluding a 31-year tenure of distinguished and dedicated service to the New Jersey State Legislature. And whereas Victor R. McDonald III began his service in the New Jersey General Assembly in 1971, but quickly came to his senses and shortly thereafter embarked upon a long and successful career in the service of the Senate, during which time he demonstrated an exemplary devotion and steadfast commitment to serving the members of what he so often referred to as the House of Lords. And whereas from Beadleston to Bennett, Farley to Gormley, Walter Smith to Brad Smith, Cafiro to Hurley, and back to Cafiro again, Victor R. McDonald III's more than three-decade legacy of skillful leadership and fidelity to his professional responsibilities has earned for him the bipartisan respect and admiration of his friends and colleagues. And whereas Victor R. McDonald III's breadth of knowledge and experience served the Senate well, as he provided invaluable advice and counsel on such significant legislation as the state mandate state pay constitutional amendment, the recall statute, and the 60% recycling law, as well as a myriad of other laws that have sought to protect the individual rights and to advance the well-being of the residents of the Garden State. And whereas Victor R. McDonald's devotion to public service has also been made evident through his service as an alternate delegate to the Republican National Convention in 1972, where he cast a crucial, albeit historically dubious, vote for the renomination of Spiro T. Agnew for Vice President, and as a member of the Charter Study Commission of 1973 that successfully proposed a new form of government for Hamilton Township in Mercer County. And whereas by his deeds and by his example, Victor R. McDonald has set a standard of excellence toward which others might strive, and while so doing has exhibited a humor and grace rarely seen in the often contentious world of politics and government. And whereas it is altogether proper and fitting for the members of this House to salute Victor R. McDonald and to recognize him as an individual of remarkable character and exceptional determination. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the State of New Jersey that this House hereby honors Victor R. McDonald III upon the occasion of his retirement, commends his meritorious record of service and dedication in behalf of the New Jersey State Senate and the people of this state, and extends to him sincere best wishes for his continued success and happiness in all his future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a duly authenticated copy of this resolution, signed by the President and attested by the Secretary, be transmitted to Victor R. McDonald III.
Who speaks on the resolution?
Mr. President, I rise in support of this resolution. It seems that with Victor, I should get up and say something witty, as he always had something witty to say about everything and everyone, but it's with very mixed feelings. Here's an individual that kept a job for 31 years, and it was the same job for 31 years. And he's done it with great dedication. Victor and I go back where we both were together many, many years ago, both serving in the statewide Young Republicans together. And his wife Joyce, who's been a mainstay of support for him throughout his entire career, and someone that both of them have become good friends after so many years. It's bittersweet because certainly the Senate as an institution has profited well by having Victor being able to tell us everything that occurred way back from so many years. He could even identify which refrigerator Al Biddleson kept his Heineken beers in. And from there to so much other history that no one else will ever be able to really duplicate. Kathy, I think you're losing someone that has been spending so many years with you and can remember those days when Pat Dodd and Al Biddleson were down here, and things were probably not exactly the same as they are now, and maybe will never be again, but that the friendships that you've made, Victor, on both sides of the aisle, the respectability that you've had by both sides of the aisle, knowing that we'll ask Victor and he'll get the answer, or just the abilities to call up and say, listen, I have a problem and I really need to get an answer, and Victor, you're the only one that can find that out for me. Would you mind doing it? And I can't think of any time in the 13 years that I'm in this house that Victor would ever say no to anyone, whether it be a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or a citizen that would call and ask for that kind of help. So it's altogether fitting and proper that we as a House rise to pay homage to him, to give him the respectability that he deserves, to wish him well. He is certainly not retiring at a young age. Perhaps he too is looking forward to that private sector where he'll be able to move out and be a success again, or perhaps he's looking forward to those days where he'll send Joyce to be continuing to work and he'll stay at home and be someone that takes care of the home. But in any event, I'm sure he'll be successful. I wish you well. I'm sure Senator Cody joins with me, as all members of this House do, Victor, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Rice, you wish to be heard?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I'll be remiss if I didn't stand up. I certainly have not spent 31 years here. The way life's been going for the last 4 or so, I may not see 21. But I do know that ever since I've been here, I couldn't think of a finer person. I met a lot of great people down here, and a nicer person who's always smiling as Vic. Victor's been a friend. He's tried over and over with his smile and his conversation to convert me to be a Republican. I told him we can't do that, right, Vic? But I'm going to really miss you, because it's a pleasantry about you as well that makes a difference down here sometime when a lot of frustration set in. And I was shocked to even hear you say today that you were leaving, and I didn't realize it was 31 years. So I wish you the best of what you do heretofore, and want you to know, just as you were always there for me to listen, to give direction, to even input with your caucus, I'll be there for you when you call. God bless you, and Godspeed to you and your family.
Senator Gormley, followed by Senator Connors.
My first experience with Victor, when I first came over to the Senate, you remember that, don't you, Victor?
He didn't try to bully you, did he, Victor?
No. Senator Laskin had him following me to see what I was doing. And, well, I was friendly with Persky, so he was worried about me, okay? Victor is a very special person. His affection for this institution isn't an act. Senators, no matter what political party they might be in, represent to him the most important political office in this state. The intricacies of this institution, its tradition, and the difference it has made to the state come first to him. His oath as a public official is something that is sacred to him. He might leave this institution, but you will never find an employee, whether he be on Republican or Democratic staff or in legislative services, who holds everything about what we're about in higher regard than Victor McDonald. When he hears the title state senator, there is a reaction that is second to none in terms of a commitment, in terms of getting a job done. He will be sadly missed. He is somebody who can't be replaced, because you can't replace the loyalty that he has or the spirit that he has in terms of this institution.
Senator Connors, followed by Senator Matheson.
Mr. President, I too want to add my words of a disappointment in learning of Victor's retirement. from the service here. Vic and I have been friends. He's been to Surf City a number of times. As family's been out to dinner at the Surf City Hotel, enjoying prime rib and lobster, etc., which is a very good place to eat, you folks who are coming down here for the weekend. But really, I've never met a person that's been more dedicated to his profession, more loyal to the people he represents, more outgoing when it comes to a consideration of others. Vic, you're going to be missed. You're going to be missed very, very badly. And to you folks across the aisle, we're losing a major weapon here. A class historian, if you will. It's going to be very difficult for us to replace him. Vic, I wish you all the best. I knew there was another reason why I voted against the early retirement bill, but I really didn't know it was because you were planning on an early retirement. And now I know it must have been my sixth sense that had told me to go ahead and vote against it. Not only to do that, but it also cost the taxpayers a lot of money. But Vic, I want to wish you and your family, Joyce, Sami, your son, your adopted son, and for you folks that may not know it, Vic is pretty well versed in Turkish, so if you want to talk some Turkey to him, why, he's a guy that can talk Turkey. His fingerprints will be left on a number of bills. Some constitutional amendments. He's been very helpful to us. And I mean this sincerely, Victor, you're going to be missed, and missed sadly by me. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Matheson.
A lot of nice things said about Victor today, and they keep rolling on and on. I've listened to the resolution. I'm glad to look up and still see that he's standing there, because it sounded a little to me like a eulogy. So, Victor, I'm glad you're still here, just retiring. But in any case, I'm not going to be repetitive, but I wanted to stand up to thank you personally for all the help that you've been able to give all of us during all kinds of times, especially in the early evening when we need an answer quickly. And not only did you provide the answer, but you provide the history behind it and the history behind that as well. You've been a great source of information, a great source of help, and also a good friend. And I wish you and your wife and your family well. I know you've had a tough couple of months in your own family's health, and I'm sure that everybody's recovering very well. This will be giving you some much-needed time to enjoy that new health, and we wish you well and Godspeed. Congratulations, Victor.
Senator Cardinale.
Victor, all of us, I guess, wish you well, but I don't know why we were clapping. I think we are losing half our staff with you leaving. My staff in Cresskill is going to be at a loss, because when I tell them to call Trenton, there's nobody else that they think of in Trenton except Victor McDonald. But Victor, you've done a great job. All the best. We will miss you. Good luck.
Anyone else? Senator Bono?
Victor, I can't believe you're retiring. I know a lot of people have spoken on Victor's behalf, but I just want to say that even when I was in the Assembly, in the minority, and I'm not in the minority anymore, am I? Victor was so helpful, so very fair. We shared an interest on privacy and interests as they related to the Internet. And Victor even went so far as to try and work out a joint venture with, I think it was Senator Matheson at the time, but when everybody heard I was running for Senate, you know where that went. But thank you anyway, Victor. And here I am, and there you go, and good luck to you.
Anyone else on the resolution? Victor, best of luck. The first two people who stood up were Senator Rice and Senator Grumman. The easiest two to get along with, am I right? That shows you a lot about your ability to deal with people. But I think we're all kind of shocked that you're old enough to retire. That's the biggest one. But again, thanks for your friendship on both sides of the aisle. You're always a gentleman, and you saw it all. The Republicans for a long time in the minority and then the majority, and something you probably thought you'd never see, a 20-20 split. So you've seen it all. Congratulations and best of luck, Victor.